Let's go look at this field, Chris? This exact field, I remember this was probably one of our first crops.
A lot of water under the bridge, a lot of oat milk.
A lot of oats under the bridge,
under the bridge since then, but well, down here we're in the bottom of the South Island. This is the best part in the world to get oats if you're in the Southern Hemisphere.
We were launched in 2018 and we were making it by hand, 500 litre batches, and then it came to scale. And so how do we scale this up?
There was nowhere in New Zealand that could do that for us. So we had to look for other options, and that took us all the way to the other side of the world in Sweden.
It was always a stopgap solution and to learn from the best, all the while solving and designing and solving the factory back home here in New Zealand.
What really stood out about Chris and Tim's vision is that they were all about sustainability, bringing their production back on shore, which would make really significant emissions reductions for them, and that really resonated with us. We really did look outside the box, creating a funding solution as they bring back their production to New Zealand. That again will allow them to flex with their working capital cycle and continue to grow.
I figured out that exporting oats from Southland through to Sweden, waiting for a manufacturing slot, and within that individual cycle there was just a number of cycles, while it was processed and then it was stuck in 4 containers and sent back the same way. And of course, when you look at how long that potentially is, could be 3 months by itself. We structured something up, we tailored it specifically for his business to re-engineer Otis's facility that enabled them to use multiple currencies, pay multiple invoices and layer it up, but it just allowed him to grow faster, and that effectively means they were no longer going to be importing product from Sweden, but they're going to be buying the finished product from New Zealand.
We've partnered with an amazing beverage manufacturer called Free Flow Manufacturing in Glen Innes and commissioned the first purpose-built plant-based milk factory here in New Zealand.
What we weren't prepared to do was to turn our back on the New Zealand farmers that were growing the oats. Finally now, we're going to bring that production back to New Zealand, and we're now making it right here.
Our overarching ambition is about growing New Zealand's prosperity by growing New Zealand businesses and their people. And private capital is just one of the ways we can do that. We ran a private capital forum, which was an opportunity for Otis Oat Milk to talk to our investors that we had in the room. Otis did really well in connecting with an international investor in particular, and what they've done is they've gone ahead and invested into the company. So private capital is not just the dollars that these investors bring, it is the knowledge, their networks, their governance. They're often successful business people that have done this before and they're really comfortable in the space and they can really help a up-and-coming business grow.
Our business has changed a lot in a very small amount of time. It's been rapid growth, but also a change in our banking needs and our financing requirements, and the BNZ have been able to adapt quickly to that.
With Otis Oat Milk, it's a virtuous circle, an example of how everybody wins. So it's a win for Otis Oat Milk, it's a win for the investor, and then of course the third part is it's great for the New Zealand economy. We get to grow good New Zealand businesses right here in New Zealand.